What do you get when one man's desire to reproduce collides with a shady nuclear experiment? Yeah, I guess that. Holy what's up, freaks? Welcome to The Laughing Dead, your home base for horror schlock. As usual, I'm your host, Ethan, and tonight's film is one that gets little to no love from the interwebs. If you search this title on YouTube, you don't find big horror channels covering it. And according to Redditors, it's juvenile, offensive, and perverted to a fault. Well, I say people on Reddit are a bunch of and this movie is horror comedy gold. I'm of course talking about Chillerama, the raunchy horror satire anthology released in 2011. Technically 4 short films, Chillerama plays homage to that long-lost filth only found in late-night drive-ins of the past. Written and directed by Adam Green, Adam Rifkin, Joe Lynch, and Tim Sullivan, the film strikes at cultural taboos and mostly lands. I said mostly. So, before I have to bleach out my eyeballs,
I'm blind! I'm blind!
Let's jump right in. The intro to this movie is top shelf. We're shown an artful black and white graveyard scene with a man named Floyd furiously digging up a plot. Once he reaches the coffin's lid, we learn that the man's dug up his ex-wife for a little, let's say, relationship rehab, post-mortem.
It's high time I cashed in on all those years you never tended to mine.
After he airs his grievances, he overcommits and gets exactly what he deserved when the corpse zombifies and bites off his precious bits. The blood shines neon blue, a sign of contagion. And I love it. The actor's performance, the disgusting gore, callback to Night of the Living Dead, it's perfection. And the icing on the cake comes when the man emerges from the open grave, dusts himself off, and goes on about his day.
Late for work.
What can you do? He's got to get to his job at Kaufman Drive-In, a doomed establishment already sold off to the corporate fat cats. And it's a damn shame. I would have loved this place. It's got everything you could ever need. Even the ticket agent is on brand.
Enjoy. It's gonna be a hell of a night.
Meet Mr. K, the proprietor of the joint. He's a sentimental old dude who's running out of things to live for. Since this is the last night of business, Mr. K has a special lineup of never-before-seen horror trash.
It's time for Chillerama!
We're introduced to a few carloads of future casualties, including our final girl and boy, and then Floyd shows up, late for work for some reason. He's usually so reliable. Anyways, he's looking like death warmed over, trying to get some work done, but he just can't fight the compulsion to torque his ruined jewels. He spreads his freaky condition when he contaminates the popcorn butter. See, this movie takes a somewhat tired zombie survival setup and doses it with Viagra. Those zombies don't want your brains. They want to get it on with anyone and anything in sight. This somewhat unique take on the zombie genre sets up a cavalcade of shocking scenes, most of which YouTube won't let me show.
No, Daddy.
But they fit right in with our intro, so I'm sure you can take a wild guess.
Yeah, okay, we get it.
Zombie Movie is a roller coaster of gore and sleaze that nails every trope of the zombie film's past while perfectly interlacing itself between the other films. It manages to cleanse the palate at times and turn the stomach at others. And it's hands down my favorite story in this anthology. And honestly, this is Chillerama at its best. Zombie Movie is the backbone, which means from here on out, the movie stops pretending it had any restraint in the first place, and it asks the age-old question, what if Godzilla was a dick joke?
The spermicide is having absolutely no effect.
Quadzilla is the harrowing tale of one man and his pitiful sperm count. After signing up for a shady medical treatment with a doctor who's better described as a mad scientist,
Strengthen the sperm you already produce.
he produces a nuclear-charged monster that terrorizes the city.
Oh my God!
This piece looks up to classic movie monsters, the nuclear scare era, and it adds a slapstick approach that never fails to leave me grinning. When the army shows up, they lure the beast into their sights with the only bait on hand, the Statue of Liberty. Man, I gotta visit New York. And they render him to goo with a tactical airstrike, ending this one with a little victory kiss for our protagonist. Jeez, thank God that's over, right? And if you thought that was lowbrow, you better lower your standards, because the next one is worse. I Was a Teenage Werebear is a tonal cringe fest dumpster fire that nearly drags the whole film down with it. I'll let the director explain for himself.
And we're all doing something outside the Hollywood system. And Joe and Adam said, well, imagine it like Zac Efron transforming into Ron Jeremy. you know, those hairy leather daddies. And I just thought, you know, and I just ran with that.
Well, that about sums it up. It's part Grease, part Teen Wolf, and a total waste of your time. Save yourself some sanity and skip this one. And then, just when you thought this film had hit rock bottom, it digs a little deeper with the short that made people the angriest. The Diary of Anne Frankenstein. Imagine a world if you dare, where the leader of 1940s Germany is also a mad scientist, hell-bent on creating life. Combine that with a version of Eva Braun that would make the bitch of Buchenwald blush, and you end up with the most absurd and wildly offensive short of the lineup. Many people condemn it. I enjoyed this one. And that's not because it's tasteful, not because it's clever, but because it's so aggressively stupid that it completely robs the subject of its power. The German they're speaking isn't even real German. And the performances are cartoonish, and by the end, Hitler gets exactly what he deserved, to be destroyed by his own hubris. This isn't reverence, it's mockery, and that's a critical distinction. If that sounds unbearable to you, fair enough, but in a movie built entirely around boundaries being pushed too far, this is the logical final swing, and personally, I'd rather watch something that's foolish and reckless than something pretending to be brave.
Did that really just happen?
Which brings us finally to Deathification, a film so scary it'll make you shit yourself, according to its director at least.
The viewer's brainwaves, rendering specific motor functions helpless to the depravity that unfolds before your very eyes.
And after that warning, the short devolves into a montage of jump cuts showing people violently evacuate. And that's the last stop on the train. No plot, no point, just commitment to the bit till the wheels fall off. Mercifully, the projector cuts this one short as the plot of Zombie movie takes over to close the film. Final thoughts. Chillerama is a shameless and incendiary production with the express goal of offending you.
You're too soft!
It takes every taboo and trigger point of the era and punts them like grenades into the audience just to see who flinches.
What's your flinching?
This is a movie made by people who would rather swing and miss than sit quietly in the corner and behave. And yeah, the swings are wild, some connect and some flail blindly, but at least they've got the guts to go for it, and for that we're thankful.
Dear 8-pound, 6-ounce, newborn infant Jesus.
That being said, at the end of the day, I can't recommend this one to everyone. If you bruise easy, if you need your horror polite, if you want your satire vetted by a committee,
you're a really good bitch,
then stay far away. But if you miss the feeling of watching something you feel like you probably shouldn't be, something irresponsible and unfiltered and swinging for the fences, then Chillerama is a filthy little gem worth digging up. If you had a good time today, make sure and hit that like and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and drop a comment suggesting the next movie, or simply let me know how you really feel. As always, if you laugh when others scream, you found your home. This has been The Laughing Dead. Thanks for watching.